You know that feeling, right? You're walking through your house, maybe grabbing a midnight snack, and you step on that spot, the one that feels a little different, kind of spongy, maybe a little dip. Well, today we're going to decode that feeling and figure out the hidden message your home is trying to send you.
Yeah, this is pretty much what we all think, isn't it? We feel that little bit of give under our feet, and we just kind of shrug it off. We figure, hey, it's an old house, they make noises, they settle, it's just part of the charm.
But hang on a second. What if that soft spot isn't just a quirky part of your house's personality? What if it's actually an early warning sign? A quiet little alarm bell ringing from under your feet, telling you that something pretty important is wrong. That's right. So instead of just thinking of it as a quirk, let's start treating the soft spot like a symptom. It's the very first clue in a much bigger mystery, a story that tells us everything about the health of your home's structure. So let me be perfectly clear about this. Floors are not supposed to be soft. Period. If you feel that dip, that sponginess, that's a direct signal that the support system, the very bones of your floor has been compromised. This isn't about looks, it's about structural integrity. To really get why this is happening, we need to do a super quick anatomy lesson of your floor, because it's not just the tile or the hardwood you see on top. Let's peel back the layers. Okay, so right underneath the surface you walk on, that's where we find the key player, the subfloor. Think of it like the foundation for your flooring. It's usually just plywood or particle board, and its entire job is to create a solid, stable surface. So when that subfloor gets weak, everything on top of it loses support. And that is the soft spot you're feeling. All right, so if our subfloor is the victim, who are the suspects? Well, in this little detective story, it almost always comes down to one of three hidden culprits. And here they are. First up, moisture damage, and trust me, this is the big one. Then you've got structural shifting, as a house just gets older. And finally, sometimes it's just a case of poor installation or cheap materials that were never really up to the job in the first place. Let's really zoom in on public enemy number one, though, moisture. Water is the absolute nemesis of a healthy subfloor. Even a tiny, super slow leak can get trapped under your floorboards, and over time, it'll just turn that wood into mush. And the crazy part? The floor on top can still look perfectly fine. And this moisture, it can be so sneaky. We're not talking about a huge flood here. Most of the time, it's a slow leak from a toilet, or a spill that you thought you cleaned up, or even just high humidity from a bathroom without a good fan. It's these little things that quietly eat away at your subfloor day after day. Now, here's why you absolutely cannot just ignore it and hope it goes away. A soft spot isn't a stable problem. Oh no, it's a growing one. It's a sign that the damage is actively spreading under your feet. This right here is the key takeaway for anyone who's thinking, I'll just deal with it later. The longer you wait, the more that damage spreads and the more complicated and way more expensive the repair is going to be. Time is definitely not your friend with this one. And you can almost watch the damage progress in slow motion. It starts with just a little softness. A few months down the road, you might notice the flooring on top is starting to warp or lift. Eventually, tiles will crack, planks will buckle, and if you let it go long enough, you're not just fixing a floor anymore. You are looking at a major structural repair job. So what's the right way to fix this whole mess? See, the goal isn't just to make the floor feel solid again. The real goal is to cure the underlying disease, not just put a bandage on the symptom. And this brings us to two very, very different paths. You can do a surface fix, which is basically just a patch. It covers up the problem, but I guarantee you, it will come back. A real professional repair is different. It starts by finding the root cause, that leak, that structural issue, and solving it for good. That's how you make sure your home is actually safe and stable. A proper repair is a careful, step-by-step process. A pro is going to investigate first, figure out what's really going on. Only then do they move on to repairing or replacing the damaged subfloor. And here's the critical part. They fix the source of the problem, like that leaky pipe, before they put your beautiful new floor back on top. Of course, the best repair is the one you never have to make in the first place, right? Prevention really just comes down to controlling moisture. So keep an eye out for leaks, always use your vent fans in the bathroom, and if you see a loose tile, fix it right away, because that's an open door for water. And maybe once a year, just take a walk around your house and really feel for any changes. So we end right where we started, with this one simple question. But now you know what to listen for. That soft spot is so much more than a creak or a squeak. It's a message.
It's your home literally asking for help before a tiny problem turns into a huge one. So, what is your floor trying to tell you?